Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. As all of you are aware, these episodes help us understand emerging companies from emerging sectors in a much better way. We get to meet the promoters, the top managements of such companies, then we get to know the company's business model, their growth journey, their future growth plans. And in this process, a lot of valuable information is available to investors. This helps all our investors to take a very conscious investment call when they invest in such companies. And friends, today we have got another interesting company which is going to hit the capital market very soon. I have today a company called Shanti Inorganics Limited, and I have the privilege of having Mr. Avnish Manoj Kumar Patel, who's the joint managing director of the company. Avnish ji, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to host you, and I think it will be an interesting interview because we'll get to know a lot of things from you. So thank you very much again for your time. So, Avnish ji, first basic fundamental question. If you could tell us, what are the main products the company deals in? What is the broad business model of our company? And, typically, is this a first generation enterprise? How did this business journey start? Like, was it started by your father and then you took over, or was it a completely first generation effort from your side? If you could please tell us.
So the Shanti Inorganics Limited is into manufacturing and supplies of sulfur-based inorganic chemicals, mainly sodium metabisulphite, ammonium bisulfite, sodium sulfite, and sodium bisulfite. These products are used in various industries such as oil drillings, pharmaceuticals, water treatment, mining, food and beverages. The business was started by my father in 1998, and this is the second generation business. We export our products and we sell in our domestic market also.
Avnish ji, first of all, tell me one thing, like very nicely explained by you. Tell me what is the total install capacity of both the plants? I understand we've got two facilities. So if you could tell us what is the install capacity and the last 2, 3 years, what is the broad capacity utilization we have worked at?
So the combined capacity of our two plants is 36,800 metric tons per annum. Our Vatva facility is fully utilized, almost fully utilized in last 3 years. And the new Bavla Phase 1 facility was commenced in 2025. So it's utilizing year on year.
Okay, understood. Avnish bhai, now tell me one thing, like typically, we have seen that the business is very well established. It's a growing product, but typically are these both products which you mentioned, these two sulfur-based products, are these complementary to each other, or do you find maybe, one part of the business, that is one product is growing faster, the other is growing at a steady pace? So in a nutshell, are both of them very important for us, or the main focus is going to be on maybe the sodium category, and maybe the other one, is obviously growing, but it's a complementary product? If you could, let us know your thoughts. Like, are both the products very critical for us?
So all the products are very critical. Uh, all the products goes into various different industries. We serve our products to more than 10 plus industry applications. So not a single product is critical for us or we are dependable on. All the industry sectors are growing. Our demand of our products is growing.
Okay, fine, understood. Sir, on the industry side, very little information on chemicals is available. So can you tell us, sir, broadly in the Indian market, what is the total install capacity for these two chemicals? And are these chemicals also imported from China, which is normally the case? So if you could please tell us.
So the installed capacity of Indian domestic manufacturers in low grade segment is about 22,000 metric tons per annum,
Okay,
uh, except us. And the Indian market is mainly dependent on the imports of our products.
okay, understood. And are these chemicals imported from China also?
Yes,
So there is some amount of imports which come into the Indian market, right?
large amount of import is coming to Indian market.
Okay. Okay. Sir, another thing which I wanted to know in terms of our geographical reach, like you said, we are also present on the export market. I was seeing your export numbers have been dominantly increasing, and of course, domestic market is there. Sir, typically when you talk about export market, could you tell us which are the global markets we export our products to? And secondly, is this a direct, kind of sale to the customer, or do we have a distributor kind of network with us?
So we export to more than 15 plus countries across the world. From Africa region to Middle East Asia to Far East Asia, we supply our products. In some
Okay.
of the countries, we have distribution network, and 70% of the total export sales is to B2B segment.
Okay. Understood. Right. Sir, now just wanted to understand that typically for the domestic market, which are the category of customers? Like, if you don't want to share names, that's fine. But if you could tell us broadly, which are the segments in the domestic market where we are catering, via our two, kind of chemicals?
So we are supplying to our major portion is into food and beverage manufacturing industry, uh, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals, agrochemicals. These industries in domestic market we sell our products.
Okay. Avnitji, I'm not a technical person, so I just wanted to understand in a simple way what is the function of our product when we sell it to maybe the food beverage guy or maybe some other industry. What is the chemical function which actually helps the end user via our product? So, if you could simplify for us that how critical is our product and how repetitive is the business, going to be for us.
So our products are used in process intermediates. So uh, for pulp and paper industry, it is used as a bleaching agent. For textile, bleaching agent. For water treatment, used as a dechlorinating agent. So in chemical industry, it is used as a reducing agent. For food and beverages, as a preservative and reducing agent. So these products are process intermediates
Okay.
and goes into various industries. We already supply to more than 10 plus different industries,
Okay.
and these are daily consuming products. So we get orders on a monthly basis from all our
Okay.
customers.
Okay. Understood. Sir, one related question, Avnish ji, is that tell me one thing that are all the customers who are supplied our products, is there a level of customization? Because obviously a food beverage guy or maybe another, a paper guy, the requirements might be slightly different. So are all the requirements customized as per the, customer's requirements?
Yes, so we have two different grades, technical grade and food grade. And these products are used in technical industry, commercial industry, as well as food industry.
Correct.
And many customers requires specified product quality, product parameters. So we have customization of our products. That is our
Okay.
main expertise.
Okay. Understood. Fine. Avnijji, now tell me one thing, like typically, if you talk about the broader industry, like, the kind of demand for these products, both from the export and the domestic market, can you give us some idea that over the next, say, 3 to 5 years, what could be the kind of demand potential, the total addressable market, and how will our company capitalize on that? And one related question, are any global companies competing with us, in this category of product?
So yes, global companies, there are a lot of manufacturers located in Far East Asia and Western region. We are directly competing with them. And the demand of our products mainly growing mainly into food and beverages industry, water treatment industry, drinking water plants like desalination plants. And we see this apart from leather, textile, or other industries, mainly having rare earth metal mining industry, where our products demands are growing in high numbers.
Okay. Avnitji, one interesting question which I just realized, sir. What are the entry barriers in our business? Like how easy it is to get into this business? You have spent a lot of time. You started from your father, then you took over. Sir, इस धंधे में I want to understand कि इसमें competitive barrier क्या है? Like tomorrow, if I want to set up a plant, apart from capital, what extra will I require to ensure that the customer is happy with my product?
So first of all, you require the product quality. So India, there are very few manufacturers except us who produces the international grade quality. So first of all, the product quality. For that, you require production technology. Second, certifications, the infrastructure of the plant, and consistency of your product's quality.
Okay, understood. And in terms of certification, sir, are these certifications different for different countries? Like, for example, if it is US, non-US, sir, are the certifications different? Like for a specific European country, do you require a special certification to get into the customers, territory?
Yes, for the country wise, we require different certificates. But for the industry application wise, we also require different certificates.
Okay, understood. Sir, now tell me one thing, like typically, from a cost element, most analysts like to know what's the fixed cost. So in our main sales, suppose our sales are 100 rupees. Sir, if you could tell us what is the raw material and the labor cost and the conversion cost, so that we can get an idea what is the gross margin you earn.
So our raw material cost for FY26 was around uh, 48%.
Okay,
And the direct cost, which includes raw material cost, labor cost, manufacturing expenses, is about total 60%. And
okay,
indirect cost includes employee cost, administrative expenses, sales and marketing spends, and certain transport cost includes
okay,
another 18%.
okay, understood. Understood. Avneet ji, now something on the financials. Numbers have been pretty solid, sir. We've seen that your revenue, has touched about 71 crores, and the profit after tax was almost 10 crores. In first quarter, also numbers have been pretty good. Sir, for FY26, first tell us, sir, what was the main, trigger for the improvement in top line and the improvement in profit? Was it a combination of volume and pricing benefit which you got?
I would say both. See, our Vatva plant is fully utilized facility. So we got price elevation advantage in Vatva plant and the commercial commencement of phase one plant, which gives us additional revenues in FY26.
Okay,
So
understood.
volumes and pricing both.
Okay, understood. And Avneet ji, how does the pricing in this industry work? Like, is it basically based on relationship or maybe the level of customization you give to a customer? So, suppose some raw material price increases in between for the manufacture of our products. Is there a pass through, or have we got to decide on any fixed pricing as such?
So it depends on our sales order agreement. Majority time we pass these prices to our customers. But if we have a long-term agreement, supply agreement, then we have to absorb these prices.
Oh, understood. Acha, Avneet ji, now one thing which is very interesting, a company of your size, I was just seeing the cash flow, the amount of capital expenditure which you have incurred. Sir, it is really commendable because in the last 3 years, I'll just read out the numbers. Sir, the company invested about 19 crores in 24, 17.84 crores in 25, and another 10.98 crores in FY26. So, for a company of your size, the capital expenditure has been very huge, it is very large, but still you have done it. Sir, what is the requirement for such heavy capex? Does it require such heavy capex to generate revenue for us?
So we are into this business for 28 years. We are now scaling up our production capacities with advanced technology, continuous production type productions. So we want to be on the world map. Currently, we are on the India map, but we want to be present on the world map. For that, we require huge capacity plants with which gives us consistent quality in high volumes.
Correct.
And for this, we are investing such a huge capex. So we have invested about 23 crores in our phase one Bavla plant, which already started commercial production in FY26. And we are investing further into our phase two.
My question was very specifically from a finance point of view because most analysts will like to know. So normally, what is the asset turnover in this kind of business? Like for example, we invest say 42 crores. Uh, at peak level, I mean, you could give us a broad number. At peak level, what kind of revenue potential this plant can generate, and what is the normal asset turnover in our business?
So about 2.5 to 3x of the asset investment value.
Okay. And sir, can we expect this plant to at least generate say 100 crores of top line at peak level?
So more than this, we are investing about 107 crores in our phase two expansion. So
Okay.
about 2.5x to 3x of this investment.
Okay. Understood. Acha, Avneet, now one thing which I wanted to ask you, which question will be probably asked by other people later. Sir, your asset increase has increased by almost 7 times. I was seeing from 24 to 26, asset gross block has increased by 7 times, but our top line has grown from 44 to 71 crores. So, is there a lot of operating leverage which is available for us? जब operating leverage आएगा, तभी possibly we'll be benefiting from this. Can we take this as a
Yes.
signal?
So see, in last 4 years, we have done 5x growth in our top line and bottom line.
Okay.
We have started investing in Capex from 2022.
Ah,
From 2024, we have heavily started investing in our Capex. But uh, till today, we have started production of our phase one. Phase two is still underway. So with the
okay.
phase two, we will see the increased growth in top line.
Okay. And sir, after this, the new 42 crores facility is operational. Sir, are we adequately, in terms of capacity, are we adequately, prepared at least for the next 2 years? 2 साल के लिए कुछ और capex लगेगा या we will be at least be comfortable for next 2 years, that is 27, 28 or maybe 29. If you could please tell us.
Yes, we are comfortable for next 2 to 3 years growth. We
Okay.
will
So,
not be requiring any
yeah.
capex.
Okay. Yeah, understood. Sir, and tell me one thing, like typically, when you say this capex new plant, now how much time does it take for that new plant to normally get operational, the stability, the plant achieves normal stability? Does it happen that, in the very first week capacity utilization can go up to 50, 60%, or is it a gradual kind of a process? If you could please tell us.
It's a gradual type of process. First, we complete the erection of the plant, then the trial production happens for a couple of months, and the commercial production takes about 3 months of time.
Okay.
So it takes about 90 to 100 days from completing erection to getting into commercial productions.
Okay. So typically, Avnitji, we can expect that FY28 will be the first full year of the new facility. That is, we are investing. So we'll get to get the benefits for full year for FY28, hopefully.
Not the full year, but at least couple of quarters, 2 to 3 quarters.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Sir, now let us ask the most important question. You mentioned about the IPO, sir. If you could tell us, because it's a big achievement for you and your entire team since you're going public now.
Thank you.
Avnitji, tell me how much money are we planning to raise from the capital market and where is this money ideally going to be utilized?
So we are raising 47.23 crores through IPO process, and this entire money will go into our capex of expansion of phase two.
Okay. So basically, ideally for asset creation, that is the main requirement.
Yes.
And sir, in our industry, just to add a question that, when we say competition, obviously every sector, every industry has got some competition. Do we have any listed peers or unlisted peers in the industry? If you could tell us, maybe not the names, but at least, domestically, how are we placed in the domestic market? Along with us, who are the other players, whether it is only imports or whether some domestic companies are also present?
So we do not have any listed peers competitors in our domestic market, but we have some unlisted competitors for our lower grade segment. And for the higher grade segment, the entire domestic market is dependent on the imports.
Okay, understood. And sir, typically now since we have got a mastery on our chemical products because we command a lot of good premium in the market, Avnitji, tell me one thing, that what is it that makes the customer comes to us regularly and becomes a repeat customer? You mentioned quality is one parameter, but whether it is also execution, whether it is service, if you could share with us two, three qualitative points as to what are the things you do better than others, and that's why we are growing. Sir, if you can tell us two, 3 points for the benefit of our investors.
So, as you said, first is your product's quality, the consistency of your product's quality. Second is your capabilities of supplying these products in such a high volumes. Third is certificates, that is mandatory for many industries like food and beverages, pharmaceuticals, and mining industry, water treatment industries. So certificates is third, and fourth is obviously service and customer relationships.
Okay. Understood. Sir, now I just wanted to understand that typically, you mentioned in your earlier answer that rolling orders keep coming in and we have to service them. Sir, is there any concept like order book in our industry? Like there is an order book and according to that production schedule is, planned, or we get rolling orders and we manufacture. And sir, this 71 crores which we have done for March 26, sir, broadly, if you can tell us, mota moti, how many customers contributed to this 71 crores?
So almost 70 plus customers contributed to this 72 crores revenue. And we have a rolling production. So the order book is rolling, and we have 24/7 production facility. So we
Okay.
produce our products on 24/7 manners, time
Okay.
zone. Yes.
And there is no seasonality in the business, no?
No.
Typically first half, second half is better, something like that.
No, usually, see, we serve to more than 10 plus different industries across the world in both the
Okay.
markets, domestic and international market. So we do not
Okay.
have any seasonal business that H1 is better than H2 or the quarter one or quarter four is better.
Okay. Okay. And Avnishji, now another finance question. Of course, please don't give us a exact number, but we just want to understand, sir, what is the operating margin outlook for us? Like, can we assume that operating margin can at least be sustained at current level, or it can improve? And sir, what is the outlook on the raw material price? I believe sulfur is one of the main raw material. So, sir, where do you source that raw material from, and what are the price trends currently? Is it available comfortably for us?
See, talking about the operating margins, these are sustainable and this will remain similar in the same range for the coming years with the new expansions. Uh, our key raw material is sulfur. It comes from various oil refineries. We have world's largest refinery in our state. We have few more refineries in our state. So availability sulfur in India, specifically in the state where we are located, is not a concern. But price volatility is there, and it's global price volatility.
Okay, okay,
So
understood.
it's not only that it's affecting us, but it is for everyone, for all the
Okay,
producers or all the industries who are using sulfur.
okay, understood. Sir, so basically what you're trying to say, please correct me if I'm wrong. Sir, most of the raw materials are sourced locally, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Sir,
have some of the largest plant located in our state for our raw
correct,
materials.
correct.
So we are not import dependent for our raw materials.
Okay. And sir, typically, what is the kind of inventory you hold? Like, do you book the inventory, the raw material when the order is confirmed, like, you get a 100 crore or 50 crore order, and based on that, you book the raw material? Or do you basically stock the raw material in your inventory and then do the production? How does it work?
So basically, we have inventory for 7 to 10 days of our raw materials. We book the raw materials on a monthly basis, and the purchase team place requirements based on the production team's requirement. But the average inventory of our raw materials in both the manufacturing facilities is about 7 to 10 days.
Okay, okay, understood. And sir, normally, what's the broad working capital cycle like for both domestic and for export customers?
So our average working capital cycle is 65 days.
Okay, 65 days is the broad. That is by the time the customer pays you. Okay. Sir, typically tell us one thing like what is the kind of runway we can expect? Because yours is a specialty chemical company in a very niche market. In the next say 2 to 3 years, without giving numbers, if you could tell us, what is the runway available? Can we assume that today where we are, maybe the next 3 years we could see top line even doubling? I mean, I'm not targeting and asking you. I'm just saying that is it possible? Because the opportunity seems to be very large. So is the runway very large for us to grow? Because demand is not a problem. It's only about execution.
So runway is definitely large for us. Uh, we are investing so much in Capex, expanding our capacities. So with the utilization of our capacities year on year, we see a large runway for next 3 to 4 years.
Okay, understood. Sir, last question now for today. What is the kind of most important, risk in our business? Because chemicals, as everyone is aware, see, it's a very, volatile kind of business. You need to be having a very tight control on your cost. You need to have a large customer base. Sir, when you come to office in the morning every day, sir, what is the first thing you monitor to ensure that everything is perfect?
So not coming into the office, but waking up in the morning first, I check my MIS reports that how
Okay,
much production is done in last one day, what are the dispatch schedules, because we are
okay,
never worried about our orders. We are worried
okay,
about the dispatches because we are fully
okay,
utilized facility as of now.
okay,
So selling our products into this 10 plus industries it is not concern for us. The
okay,
markets of all these industries for our products is growing. The biggest risk what I see in coming 1 or 2 years is the execution of such a large project.
Right.
And to mitigate this risk, we have already hired a technical team, experienced team management, and marketing and sales team. So we are mitigating this risk. As of now, I don't see that we are facing any challenges for sales and procurement.
Yeah.
But yes, when you are a fully utilized production facility, you need to ensure that the productions is happening and it's being dispatched every day.
Yeah, exactly. Sir, thank you very much, Avnishji. It was my pleasure to host you and very nice, information all of you have provided to all our investors. Sir, please accept my best wishes for you and the entire management team of your company. And sir, best wishes for the public issue also. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.